here is a motley, and I hope to make some really, really cool snakes out of this one. We worked, this is a clutch that I've been waiting on for a while. I don't know why we've dodged around it, but this clutch should be, providing we hit the odds and everything goes right, it should be motleys, super motleys, tigers, sunfire platinums, and then all that in albino. I'm not so excited about the albino ones, even though I'm pretty sure those will be really solid white snakes, really cool looking. But I really want to see if I can make a light snake with a dark stripe. And so this is how we're going to try to do it. Of course, we're going to pull a clutch tonight or tomorrow morning that hopefully is going to make that exact snake at least. That's going to be solid white and solid black. So this is the go-between poor man ways of trying to make something else that we're working on. And we're going to go down under today because we got a bunch of people from Sydney, Australia visiting us. Right? They're over there. They came down to visit a gun store, but they actually neighbor. Yeah, what's up? Got to come all the way to America to play with guns? Anyway, only in America can you breed snakes and play with guns all in the same day. Anyway, they. You said your neighbor wrote a book, huh?
Yeah, David McPhee.
David McPhee?
McPhee.
Yeah. So anyway, a famous reptile author, and he was actually from the U.S. So. This video is going to be a little bit different, not just because it's a different day, but because I seen some infertile eggs in there, which we made an infertile egg video, but we didn't get a piece for it. So I'm going to try to. We're going to see today what is an infertile egg look like inside. So first of all, this snake's got some history on her. She has her first clutch. She actually only laid like 8 eggs, and they weren't even fertile. And then the next clutch, she laid us a bunch of infertiles with a few fertiles. Then she gave us 30 perfect eggs when we were kind of thinking, you're out of our colony, you're not making it happen, and so we're going to make you more of a pet than a breeder. And of course, she was never a good pet, by the way. And she's going to prove it right now. But of course, to be fair, I am stealing her eggs, so it's not. She's going for the eyeballs. I can see it right now. Come on, girl. I'm going to try to make her not strike at me. I like YouTube a lot, but I don't like it enough to try to get bit and act crazy and act like every snake's vicious and crazy. So there's our there's 4 infertiles, 5 infertiles, 6 infertiles, 7 infertiles. We're going to make that video that we planned. I saw, luckily, she did us right again. So she was going to probably get taken out and put into the display. Look at that. She really's not happy. And she was going to get put into a display snake, and she likes to breed. She always goes off food on her own. Whoa, girl. Come on. Come on. Mike, I think you need to get over and help me. Come on over here. By the way, whoa. By the way, if you guys don't know who Mike Hooker is, he's not Mike Hooker. He may be a hooker if you put him on a bicycle, because he will ride a bike for money. Right?
Some days.
Some days. By the way, he's super famous. If you're in the bicycle BMX world, you know who he is already. You guys got to go check out his Instagram and Facebook. And if you only listen to me and put a YouTube together, you'd have more followers than me. I've been trying to. But you know who makes his YouTube videos? Red Bull makes them for him. So you guys, he's really cool guy. He actually, the only job was working here. And if you go check out Mike Hooker and Prehistoric Pets, we've made a lot of cool videos. One time you jumped over, how many was it?
Jeez, there's a bunch of snakes.
Yeah, really, we didn't jump over snakes because we'd never do that. But what we did instead is a bunch of us laid down, and Mike jumped us. And you know who they put on the end, right? Just in case he didn't make it. Fat me. So he had a speed bump to slow him down. Luckily, he didn't get me. Oh, come on, girl. This girl's gonna get me if I don't pay attention.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
I'm gonna stand over here.
Yeah, that's right. Man, Mike, there you go. Mike can keep her busy. He could be the one that gets bit. Actually, Mike used to honestly be a little crazy when he was young. And he'd crash his bike all the time and tell me, oh, I was blacked out for 3 minutes. And I used to tell him, you're never going to survive if you keep doing that, because you got to survive to be famous and be a professional BMX rider. And by the way, did you see Kennan's video? He was. Tell me some history about him.
Yeah, Kenan Harkin was actually a professional BMXer back in the
Before
day.
you, right?
Yeah, he was a pioneer of the sport. He
So this is like a BMX week almost, but that was like a week and a half ago. So if you guys go check out that video too, but we did a bunch of cool videos. Look, Mike, I think we're gonna steal some. So she's got a lot of.
Oh, she's back.
She's looking at the camera lady right now. That's my daughter Laura, by the way. So let's see here. So she's gonna do. We should have plenty of eggs here to spike the infertile eggs to get what we're looking for. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna show you what's inside of an infertile egg, because I wanted to do that last video, but somebody had to go to lunch. So get those out of the way. Look at that. So she's got quite a few eggs. What's funny is that clutch looks like it was laid 2 days ago, but I don't think it was. That being said, I was gone yesterday, and the person who would find him yesterday was gone. The 2 people that would find him were gone. So I think maybe the snake might have laid before. So, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm taking a little bit of a risk.
Yeah, she's coming up.
Oh, I'm taking way too big of a risk. Come on. I don't have my bulletproof vest on now. You know, whether you guys know it or not, sometimes when I wear a coat, it's because I know that if I do get bit, it isn't going to really hurt me too much. And unfortunately, a snake like this isn't like dangerous, but you know what? Her bite can really hurt, and it could even get you stitches. I mean, it isn't like playing with a saw, cutting wood. It isn't like riding on a motorcycle dangerous. It isn't like a lot of riding a bicycle dangerous. Just thought I would. How many times have you been knocked down on your bicycle?
Too many to count.
Give me a rough estimate. Can't even remember. You know why you can't
Don't
remember?
even want to think about
Tell
it.
them why
It's a
you
scary
can't
thought.
remember. Tell them why you can't remember.
I don't know.
No lie. You forgot everything. How many times?
There's a couple times. It comes back slowly.
Right.
Where you
Literally, how would you like to do something on a sport, your hobby, that you woke up and you couldn't remember things for a while? I don't think so. I think I'll stick to get bit by these snakes that everybody's scared of. Look at this. She's gonna even with infertiles probably still end up matching one of her best clutches, because she hasn't been a great breeder, like I said. Listen, come on, girl. I would take her off, but she's just grumpy enough to be a problem to do that, and I don't really want a problem, so I'm gonna just kind of keep working at getting the good stuff out. There are quite a few bad ones down there, but I don't care if there's bad ones, because there's good ones. So let's see here. What do you guys think? Were you expecting to see this in California? Okay, where have you been today?
Disneyland.
And are you having almost as much fun?
Lots more fun.
Oh, living the dream, guys. More fun.
Yeah.
You don't like the long lines, or is it just this is so cool?
I don't know. It's not what I mean.
This is more Australian-y. This feels like down under, guys. Well, I'm down under this female, and she's not liking me taking her eggs. But look at that! I'm going to fill this whole box, which is a good sign she's going to have over 30 eggs. I don't know, maybe it's going to be really close, and she definitely has more infertiles than I thought she had. But like I said, she got more fertiles than way more fertiles than Tim hoped, and Tim's the one that bred her. Not literally, by the way. We're not weird. We're just a little weird. Okay. Come on, girl. You still haven't figured out that I'm going to take them all, have you? She's like, you haven't figured out I'm going to be really cool and wait until you got your head turned. Let's see here. So how many eggs do we got, you guys? Like I always like to ask, have you guessed how many eggs there was ever completely correct, or are you one of those people watching the video, then go back in the middle of the video and make a comment? Anyway, let's see what we got here. I think I got all the fertile. Oh, there's another fertile one. Ooh. It's a little bit dirty, which is never great. It almost looks like something, like one of them leaked. I'm going to wipe it off a little bit. Tuck it in the corner, nice and tight. And then we're going to take this girl off. You ready, Juan? Juan takes care of all these girls. Okay, come on, girl. Whoa! Oh, there's still one more. Look at that.
Coming back up.
I can't let her pull the box off. I thought I was gonna have to take it through the team there for a minute. I was like, no, I don't really want to get bit. Okay, so there's some infertile eggs. We're gonna cut more of those open, but first let's guess how many eggs we got here. Did you guess? I was guessing 28. We're gonna go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I was hoping she was gonna break it. I guessed 28 or 30 on the phone. And but as I was pulling, I said she had 30 before, and it was fertile. I already forgot how many that was.
28.
No, right. That was my guess. That was my legit guess. But then while I was pulling, I kept saying that I think she's going to be her best clutch, even though she has so many infertiles. This egg here isn't right. It's like, it's really got a hard spot in it. There's one other egg in here that might be questionable. So we're going to count them anyway. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 35 eggs. So she broke her personal best. So we're really stoked about that. Now I'm gonna give this box to JT. And if you guys are ever online on Facebook or Instagram, JT takes care of our sales. It's at Buy a Reptile, also known as Prehistoric Pet Sales. So let's see what we got here. Now we got something weird to cut open, because this egg here has like hard spots and jelly. So this one actually I think might have been fertile and actually died in the process. And so we're going to turn this into a science project. So here's what's inside of an infertile egg. Now the funny part is the eggs we just carried away were already 50 days, let me see here, 20 days for, 15 to 20 days for the shed, 30 days to lay, 50 days old. So those eggs, the babies in them are 50 days old. If this one has a baby and it's probably like 30, it's like probably 40 days old or so, if I had to guess. So here's what's inside of an egg that has never been fertilized. Now the funny part is if it was a chicken egg, there'd be a yolk and the white, right? But look at this. It's only yolk inside of a python egg. My uncle wants me to see if anybody wants to try to buy him to eat them.
I know somebody that'll eat it. Seriously, Fu Vu, he owns Epic BMX, the shop I ride for.
It'd be interesting.
He's an interesting man.
And he likes weird stuff.
He eats.
So I'll bet you that if you did a test that this is some serious proteins, because look how thick it is. It's like a giant yolk out of a giant chicken egg. And it is so sticky. I don't like to touch it because it's so sticky, but it is sticky. And I'll tell you, when it dries on you, you can hardly get it off. Which brings up another interesting thing. You notice how those eggs, they all stick together. And the reason why they stick together is because they roll around, they die. And if you're wondering, all these questions are people that like to complain. And I get it. The only good part is when you complain, you make my video do well. But the reason why I'm taking the eggs isn't because this snake never been in the wild, but it's because I want all the eggs to make it. Now obviously, snakes lay a lot of eggs and they don't always make it, because that's why snakes lay a lot of eggs. Now let's look what this one has. So I have an incubator in the back, which increases the odds dramatically on survival. And so the idea is that we take the eggs from the female to try to increase the likability of it. So now this is going to have an embryo. It just matters how long it's been dead. So let's see here. So somewhere in here is going to be an embryo. There it is. Okay, so this embryo, you can't see, but there is that embryo right there was the beginning of it all. And you can see that this egg didn't make it. And now it already smells. This camera doesn't have surround smell. Maybe later. In this case, I would recommend not turning your surround smell on, because it doesn't smell very good. Now, I never opened up an egg that was partially developed on a video, so I thought that'd be a little bit interesting, but I didn't expect to have one, and I wouldn't ever open up an egg and kill it. But this one, like I said, I already knew was dead. I could tell it had hard spots in it. The eggs don't have hard spots until something starts to go wrong. So this embryo had passed away at some point. I don't know how long, but because it smells, I would say it probably died at least 10 days ago. And So let's see if there's, I think that's all we're gonna have, and the inside just gonna be, there you go, more yolk. So apparently when after they fertilized, it gets clear, it starts pulling water in and starts developing its own watery substance, and of course, when the eggs are growing in the incubator, they continue growing. This isn't for the faint of heart. Oh my God, the smell is terrible. So I didn't think that the embryo would be inside at all, because the embryos are always sitting on the outside, and this embryo is a little bit long, but you can see it's kind of gone. It's just a little tiny embryo. You can see all the veins that were started, and you know what? Pretty crazy. So, ooh.